Move to news now from Ekurhuleni, where KwaThema residents have shut down the area. They're expressing their anger over persistent power outages. In fact, we understand they chased away an MMC who was visiting the area yesterday. Let's get details of what it looks like this morning. Manqoba Mchunu is our reporter on the ground. Manqoba, hello to you. And I also believe that the MMC was promising generators to come into the area, or new transformers rather, to be brought in with 24 hours, but residents aren't interested.
Indeed, Gareth. In fact, that is what the MMC for Transport and Roads here in Ekurhuleni had promised residents. Of course, he was one of the few officials that had come to the area to address some of the concerns that the residents had raised. And this is after one of the customer care centers here in KwaThema was burnt down by angry community members. They had said that the issues of constant power outages here are not being well addressed. And so the MMC, Mabekinyane Tahamane, was on the ground trying to assure residents that they are dealing with the situation. He had said that they are promising that within 24 hours there will be a new transformer that will be brought to this community. But they really didn't give him a chance to continue, Garrett, saying that they would want the MMC for Energy to come and address them. In fact, they had chased him away and insisted that the protest was going on. But things look relatively calm this morning, Gareth, and of course what we're seeing here are streets that are still barricaded here, but the extent of that protest, the violent nature of that protest, we're seeing the remnants and the aftermath of that this morning. Gareth, this is one of the shops that was looted yesterday, a ShopRite store here in KwaThema that was vandalized by some of those protesters that had been hoping to loot inside. There were quite a number of items that were taken from this particular shop, but this morning the owners of the shop are counting their losses, and they are trying their level best to clean up what is left here in the area, the debris that is left here in the area. And of course you can see, Gareth, the bottles have been shattered. Also, the windows of this shop have been shattered. It just tells you the violent nature of that protest that took place here today. Of course, we understand that the shop is not going to be operational today. They're still going to try and tidy up, but also in terms of just assessing, the damage and the costs, the losses that they have incurred as a result of this protest that took place here. But of course, you can see, Gareth, there's still quite heavy security here, armed security that was here also yesterday, just minutes after this incident had occurred. In fact, they're the ones who were able to stop these looters from proceeding with going into the shop. So as things stand, we understand that the ShopRite next to it is also has been affected. It won't be opening its doors today due to this. But we're also hearing reports, Gareth, of looting that happened overnight at some of the shops here in the area, more especially foreign-owned shops. We're told that some of them had been attacked in some of the sections, and we understand, Gareth, that the community has now decided just to halt the process and to give this promise by the MMC for Transport and Roads a chance to see whether those transformers are going to be installed in the community today. But they made it quite clear, Gareth, that if that does not happen today, they are going to continue with their shutdown. They are going to ensure that they bring this town to a standstill. So what you're seeing here, Gareth, are the remnants and really what this protest was, how it turned yesterday, the violent nature of the protest. At this particular point, we heard that there has not been any major, fatality. Injuries, Gareth. But as far as destruction is concerned, we know that that centre was burnt down and several shops in the area have been looted. Yeah,
and I suppose this is going to be the question for authorities, Manqoba, when you speak to them later in the day. I'm sure that protesting is one thing, but the looting and destruction of property is not going to be helping anybody in the area. Have you heard from the shop owners or perhaps from authorities in the area about the looting specifically? Because that's simply just breaking the law.
Well, Gareth, what we're hearing now is just the reports from some of the community members who witnessed what had happened. The store owner is not speaking to us at this moment. He says that he's still trying to assess the damage that has happened here at the shop. And of course, at this point, it's all about just trying to see what they could salvage from the incident that has occurred here. But we understand, Gareth, that many of the security firms and the security groups had been stationed around the shopping centres here in this area. They had been guarding because there were threats of looting that had been reported in this area. We're also seeing quite a lot of police here this morning. They are also stationed at the various centres, also on the entrances and the roads here in this township. But Gareth, as you can see there on the road, we're still seeing the remains of what happened here yesterday, the rubble that was placed here on the roads, the stones that still remain here on the roads that tell you just the nature of that protest that took place here, the anger of the community that says that their issue has not really been taken seriously. They are now demanding immediate intervention and saying that if that does not happen, Gareth, this protest is going to continue.
And for the moment, while you keep an eye on the ground and the damage that's left over in KwaThema after residents had gone on the rampage yesterday, Manqoba Mchunu will come back to you again a little bit later. So it was meant to be about, angry residents protesting over power outages, but as you can see, it spilled over into the looting of stores. We'll come back to you again later in the day.